What's up, YouTube? It's the Dawn, where shit gets real. And today, guys, I'm going to keep it real with you. We're going to be talking about a few juices. And this is not going to be a typical run-of-the-mill juice review. I do things a little different, okay? So, let's just jump right into it and start talking about these juices. Let me take a tote of this. Now, I'm going to talk about two really good juices that I came across and one funky-ass juice that I came across, okay? So, let's start with one of the good juices. Let me take a tote. Now, without reading the description and just vaping this, it tastes like a little coffee, a little chocolate, and a little cream. Okay? Now, this one right here is called Contagious Cafe by Simply. Okay? So, I got this from Giant Vapes. I'm not reading their description right now, but I believe it's $19.99, and the description says it's some type of tiramisu with some kind of cream cheese and espresso, blah blah blah. It tastes really good. Like with my coffee, it tastes really good. It reminds you of a tiramisu. It's a bit more sweeter, but the coffee tones kind of takes that sweetness away, so it's like a really good balance. Let me take another toke. It's really good. It's really good. Now, like I said, I got this from Giant Vapes. If you're not a member of Giant Vapes, it's a good place to become a member. They have like a rewards program, and they have a referral program. Every time you spend $1, you get points, and if you accumulate so many points, you get money off your next order. And if you refer people, you get points. So I'll leave my referral link below in case you're not a member. So if you buy something, you'll get, I think it's 10% off your first order, and I'll get points. And then you can refer somebody, and you'll get points, and they'll get 10% off. So Giant Vapes is a sorry, Giant Vapes is a really good place to buy Ejuice. So that one right there is a go. It's max VG. It doesn't tell you the ratio, but if I had to guess, it's probably 80-20. That's if I had to guess. And I'm vaping it in this high voltage, and I'm vaping it at 70 watts. Okay, let me take another toke. Yeah, it's really, really good, especially when I'm drinking my coffee in the morning. I tend to vape this like in the morning, since I've had it, in the morning, and at night, like when I'm eating my ice cream. I'm a Haagen-Dazs fucking addict. By the way, I got called a crack addict today. I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end. Yeah, I got called a crackhead. It's kind of funny. Let me take a toke. Yeah, that's good. So the next one is Muffin Man. Okay, so I did not buy this bottle. You can still see the USPS tape on this bottle. I'm a part of a group, and somebody in that group, what's his name? Who sent that to me? Robert Miller. Thank you so much, Robert, for sending this out to me. Now, I seen somebody talking about this in a group, and it was getting a lot of attention. Now, I went to their site and I read the description, and the description was like apple cinnamon pastry of some sort, right? And I'm not a real big fan of apple. I can't stand cinnamon. And I think I'm just biased to cinnamon because when I first started vaping, I had a lot of bad experience with cinnamon. It was cracking my fucking tanks. It was either too sharp, too sweet, just didn't taste right. So I kind of, programmed my brain to not like cinnamon. So I didn't want to buy it. So I did the old, beg for some juice. I didn't really beg. I kind of hinted that I wanted to try it, but I didn't want to buy it. And my man sent it. He said, okay, I'll send you some. So let me tell you a little bit about this juice. And this is one reason why I didn't want to, go out on a limb, is because it's $60. Okay, so, but even though it's $60, it's the value of it, it's up there. Because for $60 you get 180 mils. So that equals out to about between 30 and 35 cents a mil. So that's really good compared to something like this, which is $19.99 for 30 mil, which probably is around 70 cents a mil, somewhere around in that thing. I'm not a human calculator, but I would assume it's about 70 cents a mil. This is 30, I say 33 cents a mil, which is a bargain. And to be honest with you, this is some really good shit. Now you see this bottle is empty or nothing's left in it because I took it out of this bottle and transferred it into something else. But when I got it, I guess it was about half. So it might have been between 80 and 100 mils in here. Put it in some really good bottles, sealed it up, took all the air out because I believe it's steep because it's a little dark and I don't want it to steep anymore because I noticed with some juices it comes to a point where it's steep perfect and then after a while it starts falling off, and I think it's almost at that stage where it's about to fall off. So I believe fresh, this shit is probably really good. I was surprised how good it is. Let me take a toke. I have it in this Goliath. Let me take a toke. Let me bump that up again a bit. That might have been too much. But this is it. It's not too sweet. The cinnamon's not too strong. It's perfect. This shit is so good. I couldn't believe how good it is. It's really, really good. Now, let me say this. When I give these juice reviews, you take this shit with a grain of salt. I'm just keeping it real. Because my taste buds are different from your taste buds. What may be good to me may be horrible to you. So you just take this with a grain of salt. I'm just telling you my experiences with these juices. This shit is really good. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I probably end up buying a bottle of this in the future. Now, I have a whole bunch of it, but I may try their other. They only have 2 flavors that I know of, which is the Muffin Man and the Milk Man. Okay, the Milk Man is that strawberry cream. Okay, I believe. Let me make sure. Yeah, a strawberry fruit and cream. Um, I'm not a big fan of those strawberry and creams, but I probably end up trying it because this one is so good. But let's not confuse it with the Milkman. The other one with the little milk container carton, let's not confuse it with that one. This one, again, it comes in 180 mils. You get 2 empty 15 mil unicorn bottles. They say it's 80/20 VGPG. Of course, it's made in the USA, and I believe it's free two-day priority shipping. I believe. I'm almost sure it's 2-day shipping. And the Nick levels you can get 0, 3, and 6. So this one right here, to me, this one is a go. This is really, 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 really good. I was surprised how good it is. Let me take another toke. I noticed at lower wattages, you get a lot more flavor. When it's higher, that cinnamon seems to take over. But at like 3.8 volts, it's really good. Let me turn it down again. It's good. It's really, really good. So the hotter it is, the more cinnamon you get. The lower it is, you get that more doughy apple. And the cinnamon is there, but it's really, really good. I would definitely recommend that if you like cinnamon and apple. That's really good. And I can't stand either cinnamon or apple. That one is good. Now let's talk about this other one that I'm just gonna be straight up. It's funky as shit. It's funky. Now this one is. Let me make sure I can see what I'm doing. This one is by Non-South. It's called MK Ultra, I believe. And it has a picture of a guy on it holding a mod with a hoodie on it. Okay, if you guys can see that, if it would focus. Yeah, it's got a picture of a dude on it. MK Ultra. Now let me pull up the website real quick. Now, just like every other Non-South juice, this one is $16.99. It's called Bud Tattoo. BUDTAT and the number 2, Bud That 2. Okay, so MK Ultra. Now, their description says a creamy dessert blend with sweet citrus undertones. The smell of it is disgusting. It smells like fucking toe jam to me. Or, after you're sweating all day, cutting the grass, whatever you're doing, you're sweating, you rub behind your ear and it's just funky. That's what that smells like. It's just nasty. It smells disgusting. Now I talked to a couple of people that do do it yourself juices, and they say there's a couple lemon flavors out there, a couple cheesecake flavors out there that smell like that. And I was also reading in the forum that this flavor profile, more exact, is supposed to be like a lemon cheesecake. So it kind of explains where that funky shit comes from. But I've let my wife smell it, my son smell it, other vapors smell it, and all of them say the same thing. They say the shit smells horrible. My stepson said it smells like fucking lemon lime cat piss. I don't know how he came up with that, but it's funky. Now, I put it in this Favo tank, and the reason why I put it in this Favo tank, to vape it for science for you guys, is because it has a ceramic coil in it, and I can get rid of whatever's on that coil by just heating it up and rinsing it off. It's just gone. And I made a mistake in putting that in one of my sub tanks, and it ruined that coil. I can't get that flavor out of the coil. It's kind of strong. Now the problem is it doesn't vape the way it smells. But once you done took a couple of hits, the smell is around the drip tip. So when you put it up to your mouth, you smell it, and I can see how it can make some people gag. It's just disgusting. So let me take a toke and try to give you what it tastes like. Now, this also has been giving me some of the best flavor I've ever tasted out of some of these Ejuices. It's ceramic. It's more of a cleaner vape. Now, this tank does have a lot of issues, a lot. I've been emailing them, talking to them, and they haven't been responding to me here lately. So I don't know what they're doing. But there is some issues with this tank. I do believe they solved the issue as far as it wicking fast enough. They kind of wanted to vape at a higher wattage when it won't. I'm telling them where it's really good at, and that's like between 35 and 45. 45 is like right there at that max. It starts tasting burnt. So right now, I'm vaping it at 25. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if you guys can see that. Yeah, I'm vaping it at 25.6, okay? And this is a 0.5 ohm coil at 3.6 volts. It tastes like a lemon that no sugar. It's almost like a bad lemon. Like somebody gave you a bad lemon. I don't know. It just tastes like a bad lemon. Not a super sour lemon, not a super sweet lemon, even though lemons aren't sweet. It just tastes like it's not super sour. It's like they balanced out the sweetness, but it's still on that little sour-ish side. Let me take a toke. It's just not good. I'm not saying it's disgusting. The smell of it is disgusting, but the vape, it's not disgusting, but it's just not good at all. It's not. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't taste great at all. I've letting people try it, and all of them say the same thing. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. They wanted to like it. They were trying to figure out what this shit tastes like. It's a no-go. I would never buy this shit again. Now, some of you guys may like it. I am going to send the rest of this to, now I've given some away. I've tried it with different temperatures and stuff. I'm going to send this off to a guy named Strange Vapes. I sent him some other juice one time and he reviewed it. Matter of fact, that juice was from Down South as well. I'm going to send him that and see what he thinks. So Strange Vapes, if you're watching, I'll probably be asking you for your address again to send you that. Now, let me take a tour of this. I got called a crackhead. You know, the guy that made fucking 100 videos on his fucked up IPV. He called me a crackhead. I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you, dude. You talked about how long that video. If you think about it, dude, if you can do math, you made what, 5 5-minute videos or 6 6-minute 5-minute videos. You're up there at 30 minutes as well, talking about the same bullshit. Dude, just take this. You know, I get what you're saying. Oh, don't be telling me what to do. But, you know, it's just one more thing that, you know, people that don't like vaping or looking for issues, you know, that's one more thing that they can harbor on. You know, they got these bad devices. Take that bullshit down. You had a fucking bad device. Take that shit down. You know, grow up. I'm on food stamps. I'm a crackhead. Whatever, dude. Whatever. That's what you believe. More power to you. With that being said, you know, I don't bite my tongue. You know, in some places where, you know, I'm censored, you know, like some of these groups. 1 second. Sorry, that was the mailman delivering me some certified mail. I'm trying to get a license, and I gotta go to a hearing. It's part of the process to get this license. I've been waiting for that. But yeah, like I was saying, I am not censored. Okay, so in some of these groups, you know, I gotta follow their rules, and I, you know, can't call people idiots and shit like that all the time. But here, I'm not censored, so I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. So, you know, dude, I get your frustration, you know, with me saying whatever I said, you know, telling you to take it down. But it's just one more, like I was saying, it's just one more thing that, you know, people that don't like vaping or trying to start regulate vaping, and it's just one more thing for them, you know, to add to the nonsense. You know, like when people post these fucking pictures where somebody's tongue is all burnt up, and they said, you know, it came from a tube. You know, most likely it was your wrongdoing. You know, a lot of people go out and use wrong batteries, and, you know, use, you know, sub tanks on hybrids, and, you know, it's just one more bullshit item out there. You know, I get your first one, but man, you can got like part fucking 6, like you're the Fast and the Furious franchise. Yeah, all these fucking videos, and think about it. You can do math. Math pays the bills here. I can't spell, and I see that you can't spell either, because you spell brain like Brian. But I'm not a very good speller. I didn't fuck up spelling all the time, but math pays the bills in this house. If I had to spell to pay a bill, I probably would be on food stamps. But math pays the bill. Math, I do math all day long, and that pays the bills. But if you do the math, dude, you know, if you got 6 5-minute videos, that's 30 minutes of bullshit. So at least I gave it to you in one shot. So yeah, enough, you know, with the dude to think I'm a crackhead and I'm on food stamps and blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm on food stamps and I smoke crack. Okay. Keep trying to convince yourself of that shit. This is some good shit. So yeah, like I always say, if you know somebody, before I say if you know somebody, I'm not censored. So, you know, I'm going to say what I want. I've fucking called out reviewers, people, humans. I don't give a fuck what your title is. I called out Matt at one point. We and him got into it. I don't bite my tongue. You know, I'm sure Matt or Twisted or whatever, they call people out all the time too. You know, I'm not Twisted. I'm not censored. I'm not censored, and I won't be censored. Let me say what the fuck I feel. Fuck it. You don't like it, you really don't have to watch. I appreciate you do watching. I'm not cocky like that. I need all the people to watch that I can, so that I can get more stuff, you know, content to talk about. But so let me end it on that note and say, if you know somebody that's on the stinkies and you see them more than once or twice a week and you have some old equipment, tighten up the airflow, explain the battery safety to them, tell them, hey, try this out for a week or two, and if you like it, get back with me. Now, the good thing is today is the devices are getting so much more cheaper, and I would say a little better. I would say better. You get better bang for your buck than you would say like a year or two ago. I remember, you know, almost, you know, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, when a Hanamart was out. It was a 30-watt box, and, you know, the clones of them damn things were still $100. So now for 30 watts, $100, you're laughing at that. Today you're laughing at that. For $100, you can get a 200-watt device. So you can do a lot with 30 watts. You can do a lot with 40 watts. So you can get a nice cheap China device, for almost $1 a watt now. So that'll last you a couple months, maybe a year. But I know my Hannah clone, that shit pooped out maybe 2-3 months. But that was for me dropping it and all this other stuff. But yeah, explain to them they can get another device, because I'm starting to ramble on, and show them where to get it. Try to not to advise them to get a little pin that they can't grow into, and take it from there. So till the next time, pay it forward, and thank you so much for watching.